Well, I was in this place at the Manor Cat Saison, and this place looked like a scenery of World War II, because I was doing tripling the size of the manor, and there was mud everywhere. The kitchen was separated with, in order to expand all this part here.
You had all porter kitchens, didn't you?
That is right. I was in hell, let's put it that way.
I was working for my dad, doing accounts, bookkeeping.
How boring.
It was dull. I left school in 1984, and I did that week, 10 days with you here in
Absolutely.
1980. It was 84, 85.
85, yes.
And then went to work various other jobs, from repossession work through to doing bookkeeping for my dad. But I was cooking. I've been inspired by what I'd say what you've been doing here. Also, in 1986, I bought Harold McGee's book.
Oh yes, big.
And that was a massive influence for me, just because it made me question stuff. So in 1992 was when I came up with my first ever dish. It was 1992, triple cooked chips.
The triple cooked chips.
That was my very first dish.
My first rosette, effectively, because that's what distinguishes AA from all other guides, so it stars about rosettes, okay? My first, I had two at a time, and it was the second year I opened the Cat Saison, okay? And that was in 1978. And I was a very proud young man.
I think we opened in 1995, and first entry was 1997. And I remember, it's interesting actually, because we went in with 3 rosettes, and funny enough, I think that AA recognised me and my food way before I did. I was kind of, it was a little bit of a surprise.
I think rosette, of course, means more than just a personal reward for a chef. I think rosettes, okay, are part of the collective quality which now is present in Gelbuten. Whereas years ago, if you had looked at the guide, okay, it was really a bit of a desert, gastronomic desert. Whereas now, my God, it's exciting to see all this effervescence, this creativity.
I really feel that a great restaurant guide, like the AA, has a duty to interact with the restaurants and the chefs, not taking a hands-off approach where they'd say, okay, there you go, just give them the marks and that's it. Because with that kind of interaction, okay, an inspector might tell you something that you don't agree with, and they might tell you something, you go and you think, oh, I'm just going to go and look at that. But that interaction, what that does is it helps make restaurants better. It helps push the quality of the food up. But rather than just saying we're just going to take a rosette from you, they actually give that support. And I think the guide has been instrumental in, certainly in more recent years, of helping drive the quality of food up across the country. And that creates more competition, it creates more energy, it creates more motivation, and all round, quality of food and standards of restaurants just goes up.
Yeah. Every year we use the AA to help us at setting up our own standards, or revise or improve our own standards. And they come once a year, okay, totally anonymous, and they do a complete report, which I found in my manager completely useful. Yeah. I will give the AA another rosette. And the rosette I'm going to give is really for rewarding a guide, which was the very first guide, not just to give you the rosette or take them away for no reason, but to tell you, to create a dialogue with the chef, with the restaurateur, with the hotelier. And that was important because it was a way to really reflect on your mistakes, okay, and what you could do better. And that dialogue, I think, has gone a long way, and you're so right to say it, okay, to improve standards, okay, in Gelbuten.
So you've had 5 rosettes now for 20 years, and so you've seen an awful lot of changes happening in the industry. What do you think the next 20 years is going to be like?
First, I feel like an over-decorated general. I didn't bring all my medals here. But these 20 years have been exciting. Obviously, having been in Gelbuten for the last 40 years, not just 20 years, I've seen some extraordinary change. And the changes which have happened are multi-layered. First, food in Gelbuten, let's say 20 years ago, gastronomy was exclusive, was not inclusive. Okay, it was class-led. Okay, that means my parents would never come in a restaurant like that. Now they do. Okay, So that means gastronomy was only for the rich, okay, and had this terrible, French nose bag attached thing attached to it. Whereas now food is really for good food is for everyone. Everyone aspires to have good food. Everyone aspires to go at Heston Blumenthal, at the Fat Duck, or at Le Manoir Quatre Saisons once in their lifetime.
Food has this magical ability to bring people together around the table.
Oh, that's the best.
And that's the best thing.
Where's the food? Heston,
Where's the food?
Where's the food?
Have
Come on,
another
give
cup
us
of
some
coffee.
food. Croissant.
I don't know that.
Chocolat,
I've heard
omelette,
the chef.
bacon and egg.
I've heard the chef round here is a bit temperamental, so I daren't ask.